check this out. Look what we got today. In our hot seat, back again, Bruce Herbelin-Earle.
Super exciting.
Hollywood Immersive Competition winner. Has he done anything since?
Oh, a little bit.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Good to have you back, Bruce.
Thank you for having me. It's great
Bruce,
to be back.
in the past 3 years of doing Free Rein, a couple of other shows, tell us about your journey as an actor. How have you grown professionally and personally through your time on set? You're a young man who has really been thrown into the spotlight. How is that affecting you?
I think life just kind of happens on while you're just working. I think being a sponge and like soaking it all up and all that jargon, it just kind of contributes to kind of who you become and the people that you meet and interact with and stuff. So I don't know. I hopefully I'm just still me, but I definitely grown up these past couple months. I don't know if you guys realize, like, last time I did this interview, I was bright-eyed and like smiley and like wanting to impress everyone. But now it's like I've kind of like taken a little step back. I've kind of booked some more work. Like, I feel like now my philosophy is like the work speaks for itself really a lot of the time. And even though it's great to be back and everything like that, I'm just looking for the next job to just keep going, because I hope this never ends. I hope I keep going from job to job to job, but that doesn't really always work. And the only thing I can do is kind of hope for the best and kind of keep working on the craft and myself and see where it gets me.
When we had you last, you were talking about, you were bubbly and excited and all that. Are you still? Does it still excite you to?
Inside.
Inside.
Deep down inside in this. No, I'm just kidding. No, of course. Like, I'm always so excited to start that first day on set. There's a lot of set nerves that go on and
Do you still get nervous, Bruce?
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it's like the way I used to express it was just by like smiling all the time and being open and stuff. It would just kind of sort of release that nervous tension and the nervous energy. So it's really, as I've found, it's kind of you understand your reactions to certain things and how they change, and now you just kind of, especially as I'm able to watch back my own work, I'm able to see how I look on camera and how I interact with people around me, and I can kind of like tailor it to not be such a nervous like little wreck, you know what I mean? So like obviously I still have these, I call them like Bruceisms or whatever. And,
That's cute. But you're still young,
But I'm only 20.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
No, I'm only 12. I'm still a baby really, and in this industry there's a lot of pressure to grow up fast.
Yeah. Do you find people putting pressure on you, or do you feel just that happens a lot?
No one's telling me to grow up, but I find like, especially as I have actor friends, like we're all just like rushing to kind of like establish ourselves.
Yeah.
And in a way you can kind of like lose your kidness, if that makes sense, your childness inside, and it's good to keep that, really. It's good to keep that.
So do you find that you've just kind of said that there's a lot of pressure around that, or you just are aware of what happens with your mates and stuff as well?
You're kind of like, there's an expectation of how to act on set in an adult's industry, in an adult's world, and you kind of find yourself like, okay, being polite and nice, and that's all good, but you kind of, I don't know, I think there's a lot of pressure on young actors today to kind of grow up too fast. And it's nice when I get time with my mates and stuff, a lot of them don't act, where I can just kind of forget about everything like that, all of that drama and all that, and just go and have a drink at the pub or like play pool or
just not talk about it.
Hang out. Yeah, it doesn't even need to come up. And sure, they ask me like how everything's going, and I just give them the rundown, but we spend like barely like 10 minutes of our conversations like just chatting and
refreshing.
Yeah, we just go out and be idiots. Really, that's what I love.
When we first met you, in terms of your Instagram followers, you had about less than 2,000. Now you are up past 154,000. You have that coveted blue check mark. And you've reached, I'm going to say it, celebrity status. And that's a transition because you have fan pages in your name, not only for your character on your show, but Bruce Herbelin-Earle fan pages. How do you deal with that? Like, what's up with that?
It's mental. It's mental for one.
Do you get harassed?
No, not harassed. A lot of emojis. I get a lot of emojis in my inbox. But it's just, I guess it's just a byproduct of the show that we're working on and how it's been received, and people want to know who this Marcus guy is in real life, I guess. So they find my name and click follow, and that's just it's great. It's great that our little show that we've spent an accumulation of like 3 years, filming that. It's great that it's been doing well and readily received, and it's kind of like an honor that people are interested to see who I am and what I'm about. In terms of like being a transition, I don't think it's really changed things. I'm still me at the end of the day, and I don't tend to worry about Instagram too much.
Well, you last year you were in Rome, and you had posted a picture of you somewhere at the Colosseum or somewhere,
right.
And then there was a comment that's from a random fan or a random follower that said, "You're in Rome. I'm looking for you."
Right.
How does that make you feel?
Right.
That's crazy.
It's great. Like, I mean, I have no connections in Rome, so I imagine if we just walked around and like they found us and like started, it's great. We have a big fan base all over Europe, so we get comments from absolutely everywhere, and it's great to see that our show's been doing well there for sure.
That's so cool.
But also as the character, as the actor on the show, which the audience is impressionable teens, they feel inspired by you. And we had Carrie Ingram talk about how people have wanted to take up horse riding or become actors. Have you experienced that you can inspire people?
I get a lot of heartfelt messages.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really nice, and people take up horse riding, especially boys. Like, I have had a lot of horse riding is generally considered a girls' or women's sport. And I don't know why that is, because, why can't boys do that as well? And I've had a lot of guy friends being like, yo, I asked my dad whether I could take up horse riding lessons, and I showed him Free Rein, and after watching a couple of episodes with him, he agreed to take me down the local stables and stuff. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And
so I guess somehow we're all involved in that kind of decision for that young guy, and it's kind of mind blowing, really. I didn't expect this kind of show to make that sort of impact. So it's great that Free Rein is being received like that. It's very heartwarming.
Last time we interviewed you, it was in 2017, and since, so 2 years later, the show has won 2 daytime Emmys, right? It was nominated for 6.
Yeah, well, I can't remember all the nominations, but we won Best Director and Best Kids Show, actually. And
you all came out here for the awards.
Yeah, Netflix flew us out.
Amazing.
Like, put us up as well. It was just the most amazing weekend, and after it was over, we couldn't really believe. Like, we were all sat around as a cast, like with a couple of champagne glasses. Don't tell anyone.
We won't tell
we chilled.
anyone.
But it was so nice. We had the Emmys out on the table with a couple of bottles of champagne around, and
soda.
And it was just really, it was a really nice kind of unifying moment. And I think we just finished on the 2nd season as well, so we had that coming out, and we were about to kickstart the 3rd. So going into the 3rd season, we already had that kind of support and the enthusiasm to kind of take it to the next level, really.
What are you looking to the future? What kind of roles do you want to play? What kind of stories do you want to tell?
Interesting. I'd love to do something about, a group of friends who go and cause mischief. For example, I want to do something ridiculous. I want to do something essentially I'd love to stick to indie movies and stuff like that. I feel like you have a lot more play around. I think the trust between the director and actor, especially for an indie movie, is kind of priority. And I just want to do something outrageous. I don't know what it's going to be, but hopefully something comes around the corner and I get a chance to audition for it. Because that's the other issue, is that In terms of roles, last night I watched a film called Sid and Nancy with Gary Oldman when he was a lot younger, and just his physical performance, he is Sid Vicious. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Adam, I think you have.
I haven't seen it. No.
And the film is like horrific. Like there's a lot of, it's about Sid Vicious, the bass player from the Sex Pistols. Mm-hmm. And I was watching that just in awe as a young actor, watching another young actor who is formidable now, like watching him and kind of really learning. And I was like, that is the kind of thing that I want to be doing, simply because he looks like he doesn't give a fuck. He's just having the best time of his life in that role. And I'd love that sort of experience. But as I said, who knows what's going to come next. But if anything does, we'll see.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay to
part of the journey. Huh?
Right. To here's what I want, and I'll take what comes next. But this is what I would love. Yeah. This is my plan.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm really interested to know, what do you do to remain sort of balanced? With all the stuff that's going on.
I spend a lot of time, or as much of it as possible, with my mates. Yeah. They keep me grounded. They're probably the whole reason really why I'm out here and getting this far. I speak to Adam a lot. He's sort of like my acting mentor. So thank you, Adam. I know we're acting like we haven't seen each other in years, but I really, really support. I'm really pleased, and I'm very, very gracious with the support group that I have around me. And that's what kind of keeps me balanced, what kind of keeps me grounded, and any advice to other actors starting out, you've got to get that support group going.
It's really important.
You've got to really reach out as well, learn when to reach out. Yeah. And also learn when to internalize things as well, because you don't always need to be vocal all the time. Mm-hmm. Your real friends will know what's up as soon as something's going on. So you don't necessarily need to go to them all the time, let them come to you. Yeah. But other than that, I take kung fu lessons now. I started doing all that jazz. Be prepared and all that stuff. So I've been doing that for 2 years. I do a version of kung fu called Wing Chun. I do that with.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, I've done that for.
Sure, you have.
Yeah, I have a no belt in there.
What? A no belt. Good idiot. Okay.
But no, just try and invest your time in things that you love doing. Find a hobby. I'm not sure I have one of those. It's hard when your hobby becomes a career. Yeah. All of a sudden, you're kind of lost. You're kind of you're not too sure what to do. And I used to play a lot of volleyball and football when I was younger. But since moving out here, I don't really have really the time anymore. So I'd like to learn an instrument. I used to play the violin I was. Yes. I'm gonna say yes. Really? To any casting directors out there. Bring me in for a singing audition. You'll see how I am. No, I need. I definitely need a few voice lessons. Just finding a hobby is the next thing.
Hollywood Immersive really follows the journeys of our participants, mm-hmm. and we're so thankful to have you come from your first program. You've done interviews with us. You've come back, and you always keep Hollywood Immersive in your mind, and
you're amazing.
It's really great, and thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
We really appreciate your constant contact and support of what we do. It really means a lot.
Well, you guys flew me out here, and I got a taste for the first time of Los Angeles, and that made a big impression on me, and I was really thankful for you guys taking a chance on me, and I'm just going to take it and run with it, and don't forget your origins, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's people who come on Hollywood Immersive, whether they're the competition winners or they break through our audition process, we like to follow up with them and keep in touch, and it's great that you keep coming back.
Yeah, so thank you, Bruce.
Thank you again.
Yeah, congratulations on everything, and it's just so great to see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Circling back just for a second, you said that your character on Free Rein is described as, the good-looking character. Why'd they cast you?
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, man.